It's 12:05. That means it's time for our regular segment, Review Corner. What do we have this week?
Well, I'd like to continue with my 5-part review of one of my favourite works, The Satanic Verses.
Fantastic. So, where are we up to?
Well, last time was a hell of a cliffhanger.
Can you try to avoid spoilers, please?
Oh, yeah, no, of course.
Thanks. Still on my to-read list.
It's a hell of a list.
Let's do this.
Okay. The thing that instantly strikes me about The Satanic Verses is the protagonist's startling similarities to the protagonist of Bob Willis, A Cricketer and a Gentleman, Bob Willis.
How so?
Right. Well, firstly, there's the obvious one. They're both based on real events.
Of course.
The main thing that struck me...
Like a fast cricket ball.
was the protagonist of Verses, who in his own way is a sportsman.
Can you give me an example?
I would really love to. I really don't want to spoil it for you.
Fair. Any negatives about the book?
Look, I wasn't going to mention this. It's still pretty fresh for where I'm up to in the book. I've got to say, it takes a pretty sharp left turn.
Really?
I'm afraid so. Hang on. It's not that bit. There it is. After an overlong second act, much like the notably long run-up of aggressive fast bowler Bob Willis, the story absolutely disappoints.
Bowls out, you might say.
How do you mean?
Absolutely. We just need to quickly mention our sponsor today, Bread. Bread. Put a fatwa on hunger. Bread. Available now.
Done. The bitter taste that the book leaves, much like the taste of the Ashes won in 1981 by England due in no small part to the efforts of Bob Willis, is down to the total absence of Satan himself.
No.
Yep.
What?
He's not in it.
Oh, surely this is the root of the controversy.
Well, absolutely. I agree.
You must have been fuming when you realised this.
For sure, on principle, I blacked out.
So how would you rate the book?
I'd give it a solid G.
G. How are you spelling that?
How it sounds.
Higher than I thought. Well, there we have it. Another book review under the belt. How many is that now?
That's 2.
And the other one, of course, was...
Bob Willis, A Cricketer and a Gentleman, written by and starring with the 1981 Ashes hero, Bob Willis.
Have you ever played cricket?
I have not.